All right. Hello again, Avengers, and welcome. Another exciting daily vlog. This is Daily Vlog 2025, number 266, I think. I don't know. Man, this is hard. So, today, we have got big news. The FABULA ULTIMA Kickstarter that I've been talking about for a little while goes live in a week. For anyone that doesn't know, FABULA ULTIMA is pitched by the creators as a TTJRPG, a tabletop Japanese fantasy role-playing game. And what it is it's meant to emulate kind of old school, like Super Nintendo era JRPGs, and it does it wonderfully. A couple years ago, I ran a FABULA ULTIMA mini campaign for my December campaign. It's still on this channel if you want to check it out. It's absolutely phenomenal and wonderful and amazing. Since finding it, I think in 2023, I've been somewhat obsessed with this game because I grew up on, old school JRPGs like, the Final Fantasies, and I got into Dragon Quest much, much later in life. And then Chrono Trigger, like Square Enix and Squaresoft, which is what it was back then, was literally my favorite publisher. I loved everything about them. And I played every single JRPG I could get my hands on. So, when I heard about this FABULA ULTIMA game, I became intrigued, and then another thing a lot of people discover very, very quickly, price-wise, compared to most other TTRPGs on the market, they are a much lower price point. And they are worth every single penny. Thus far, they have released 4 books. They have released the FABULA ULTIMA core book, and then 3 what they refer to as atlases. You have the High Fantasy Atlas, the Techno Fantasy Atlas, and the Natural Fantasy Atlas. All of them are phenomenal books. All of them have in-depth reviews on this channel. So, what are they kickstarting? Well, one of the things about FABULA ULTIMA is the game doesn't technically have a quote-unquote default campaign setting. Part of running the game is actually building the world. One of the things that comes in the core book are actually blank maps. And part of session 0 is you're supposed to sit down with the rest of the group and create the world as you're building your characters. Again, the session 0 that I did for my FABULA ULTIMA game is on this channel. It was so much fun to do that. And again, the world that we created lasted for a month. Like, that's all it was. And I didn't feel, like, upset about that idea. A lot of people, if you go through the process of making an entire world, they'd be like, oh, man, I'm going to use it. No, it was so simple and so easy and so much fun that it didn't bother me that we didn't spend years playing in that world, and I would do it again, 100%. With each atlas that they put out, they would have example locations that you could kind of plug and play into your world, but there was never anything definitive. And when we get to basically everything else about the game, it was expected that the GM and the players would be in charge of kind of doing a bit of the heavy lifting for creating things for for the game. And that included monsters. There is a bestiary in the core book, but it's a few dozen monsters. Like, it's very, very small, but they have the full rules on how to build your own monsters, and there's enough kind of customizability and options in there that you can create a wide array of different monsters and things like that that would fit into a JRPG style game. And then in addition to that, they also have villains, which are designed to be recurring bad guy characters that eventually you get to and have a nice boss battle with them. And they would generally, each book, including the core book, would contain a few example villains that, again, you could just take and put into your campaign or kind of modify them to fit. And again, they had all the rules for creating villains in there, so you could create anything that you wanted, and it wasn't remarkably difficult, but it did add extra steps. So what is this Kickstarter for? Well, first, the Kickstarter is going to have what they call Celebration Edition, which is basically you get all 4 of the books in hardcover, really gorgeous collection. And part of this Kickstarter is kickstarting what they call the Bestiary Volume 1. They're going to have over 300 creatures in there. So instead of having to build all the creatures yourself, which again is not particularly difficult, but if you're running a game and then on the fly you have to like build a creature or something, it's not super easy. So having some creatures that you can just plug and play into something is significantly nicer. So we're going to have the Bestiary. Another thing that's really, really cool is there is an artist. His name is Yoshitaka Amano. He has worked on a lot of different things, but he's probably most famous to gamers because he did these amazing illustrations for the Final Fantasy series from Final Fantasy 1, I think all the way up through 6, I want to say. I can't remember. He might have done stuff for later for Final Fantasy, but if you see his artwork, you will recognize it instantly, because the artwork that he did for all of the first 6 Final Fantasy games has this very unique style. Like all the characters have like super pale like white skin, and it looks very almost like Elizabethan, almost. It's incredible artwork. So why am I talking about this person? Well, the people at Need Games, the people that publish Fabula Ultima, were able to get in contact with Yoshitaka Amano, and he agreed that he will create a custom cover for the core book. For this Kickstarter. According to them, it is going to be exclusively for the Kickstarter. So if you want to get this one-of-a-kind bit of artwork from one of the people that, again, Mono was, because he used to work at Square, and he produced concept design for like the character art and stuff like that. And then again, he made the cover art for the boxes and stuff like that. After Final Fantasy VI, he stepped down from making concept art and all that stuff. But he still works with Square Enix. Every so often. So, I mean, the Final Fantasy series is what inspired Fabula Ultima, and now they are getting one of the fathers of the Final Fantasy series, the one that gave the Final Fantasy series the look that it has, to create art for them. It's amazing and super cool. So yeah, it goes live in a week, as in it is September 23rd today. It goes live on September 30th, according to the email that I got, because I've been following them like a hawk. If you back in the first 48 hours, directly from the email, you'll receive an exclusive Fabula Ultimate Gemstone patch. No idea what that means, but the Fabula Ultima gemstone is part of the icon for Fabula Ultima. If you've ever seen the logo for Fabula Ultima, it's Fabula, and then there's this weird kind of cross-shaped orange and yellow thingy, and then Ultima, and then TTJRPG below it. That weird cross-shaped thing, that's the Fabula Ultima gem. So, if you back within the first 48 hours, you will get that gem on a patch, apparently. I have no idea what it's going to be, but that's what it says here. Yeah. Like I said, there's lots of cool stuff being Kickstarted right now. We just had Where's Blade just finished their Kickstarter. They were very successful, and that again is going to be a thing. It's a for anybody who doesn't remember, Where's Blade is a TTRPG from Japan that was originally published in the 80s, and it's pitched as sword, sorcery, and mechs. So you've got magic and then giant robots, because of course you do. And then Cypher is going into the last few days of its campaign for basically second edition of the Cypher system, which is now just called Cypher. So that's going super well. Again, this Fabula Ultima one starts in a week, and then sometime around Q1 of 2026, I believe the Sword World 2.5 Kickstarter for the first official English translation of it will be going live. So we have a lot of really cool TTRPG Kickstarters just all happening at once. And then again, there's also Scorched Basin, which is still going on right now and is doing very, very well. And there's lots of different D&D YouTubers and TTRPG YouTubers that are covering it, including myself. So yeah, I mean, it's a great time to be a TTRPG fan. So, yeah, I figured since I do have a decent Fabula Ultima fandom, as part of my audience, I figured you guys would be as excited about this as I am. And because it is happening at the end of September, hopefully I will be able to back it, because I got no more money this month. I just made my second payment towards paying off my sump pump, and that hurt the bank account. That hurt the bank account a lot. And I still have more money I got to pay on it, because it was expensive. So anyway, interested to hear from you guys. Are you guys as excited about this as I am? And do you guys have a favorite character that either you have played in a Fabula Ultima game, or, as is the problem with me, that you have created for a Fabula Ultima game that may never happen, but you still wanted to make a pretty cool character? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, again, it's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.